Yatha Om Gade Gade Ara Gade Ara Sam Gade Bodhi Swatyatha Om Gade Gade Ara Gade Ara Sam Gade Bodhi Swatyatha Om Gade Gade Ara Gade Ara Sam Gade Bodhi Swatyatha. So since time immemorial till now, what have we achieved? We don't have to do, oh, what have we achieved? No. The miseries that we have, what we are today, sickness, aging, death, anxieties, all these things are the proof that the self-centered attitude had done nothing good to ourselves, had only attracted miseries to us. Okay, because of desiring to benefit yourself, or mind, all weariness you have gone through over countless past eons has only succeeded in achieving misery. Say, how many times we have taken birth in this, the animal the slaughterhouse? How many times we have taken birth? Same now, chickens in the future lifetimes. We never know. So these are all because of this self-centered attitude, being least concerned about the plight of the other sentient beings. Okay, so we'll stop here for a very quick tea break. Say once I have a friend, family friend, this whole family, my friend, and because they are being so kind to me, once they were coming to Delhi, then I invited all of them to visit my place. And the mother of the family said, okay, Geshe-la, yes, then yes, and then stretching here and there, which means that she does not like to come. Then I said, why not? And I cannot really pursue it anymore. Then, but then I know the trick, because I know the human psychology, right? She will be very strong with me, but she will melt when it comes to her daughter. I know that. So because of knowing the psychology, I said, okay. Then now I went to her daughter and told her that, okay, you all coming to Delhi? And she said, yes. And then you all coming to my house? And the daughter said, yes. But your mother is not coming. She said, hey mom. Right? And the mother said, yes. We are all going to Geshe-la's house. Oh yes, yes, yes. It becomes yes immediately. Because when it comes to the daughter or the child, then immediately the mothers, because of the enormous love, they simply surrender, they simply listen to you. So what I'm saying here is that the mothers, how they love you, the fathers, how they love you. So this is what we need to keep in mind. Keeping that in mind, and there is a tremendous tendency that you become a little irritated, and the first person to whom you show your anger is your mother and your father. That is very natural. So now let's change this. This is something which there's nothing good about it. There's nothing special about it. This is the indication of our weakness. This is what majority of people do that. Do something which the majority of people cannot do. When you become angry, when you become a little upset, instead of showing this anger towards, your mother and father, instead of that, you just try to be as loving and as caring towards them. And then you should be as understanding as possible when it comes to your parents. Say, when you were a young child, age 4, 5, 6, you did all these things, and the parents are there to simply understand your problem, simply to defend you. Now, when we are grown up, they need the maximum help. Physically, they cannot cope up with what we are doing. They need the maximum help. They need the maximum love from you. So therefore, under such situation, keeping that in mind, okay. So when the parents, when they fail to do something up to the mark as you intend or you expect, and then you immediately shout at them. Stop shouting at them. Treat them nicely. Treat them. Now they expect something from you. Someone may expect that you are just going to be hanging around the parents for 24 hours, but majority of the parents, they don't, this is not what is going in their mind. So what I'm saying is that the first thing that we should be doing, is in terms of, after learning all these things, the first thing to put into practice is to treat your parents nicely, which ordinary people cannot do. Ordinary people, they are so vulnerable. The moment they become angry, they show the anger towards your parents, right? Or towards your brother, sister, something like that. So this is a sign of your weakness. Why weakness? Because this is what even all the ordinary people can easily do that. This is what all the ordinary people can do that. So you have to do something which the ordinary people cannot do. When it comes to the parents and so forth, of course, when conversing with some topics, then the parents thinking may be, may not be as sophisticated as yours. And then, under such situation, and then if the parents say that, okay, you should be selfish. Don't think about helping others. Some parents may advise to you like this. And then, okay, this is what I learned in Tibet House, to listen to my parents. No, I did not tell you to just blindly follow your parents. This is what I'm just telling you, be kind towards your parents. Make the distinction. Be kind towards the parents and blindly listen to your parents. These two are two different things. By being blindly listening towards your parents, you are not being kind towards your parents. Because in the process, you are trying to be compassionate towards others. You are trying to be compassionate towards your parents. And if the parents tell you that, okay, you should be, what are you doing? You are giving away whatever you have to the beggars. What are you doing? Don't do all these things. And okay, I learned from Tibet House to be kind towards my parents, so I will do now what. This is wrong. Why wrong? Because you are letting your parents accumulate negative karma. Right? So where the parents are going wrong, no need for you to be aggressive. No need for you to fire at them. No need for you to shout at them. Stop shouting. The first thing that we should stop is refrain from shouting at our parents. Right? Always be gentle. And if you have points to make, you can make the points, but in a gentle, affectionate way. The moment you are affectionate, you are gentle, other person will become so receptive to listen to you. Whereas the moment you're aggressive, automatically the human tendency or the social animal's tendency is to immediately defend yourself. And the moment the other person starts defending, other person is not ready to listen to you. So what's the point? You can't even put across the point that you have to make, that you have to convince your parents. So what I'm saying here is, just stop firing at your parents. This is how we begin. This is how we begin. Stop shouting at parents and be gentle, be kind. Even if they are going wrong, right? Even if they are going wrong, be gentle, be kind, and then convince them in a nice way. And had it been the case that so far you have been shouting all the time to your parents, now change it. Now change it. Now you know that. Change it and see how much you can be gentle and kind towards your parents and towards your brothers, sisters who are vulnerable, right? And those who are very aggressive themselves, you can't even shout at them. The moment you shout, they will also shout at you. But those who do not shout back at you, which means that they are not shouting at you because of the love towards you. And why should you make someone who loves you so much become unhappy? And deep inside, because you also love the person, you want the person to be happy also. But because of this anger, it gives you a very false feeling to wanting to make the other person unhappy. Particularly the ones who are so vulnerable because of their love and affection towards you. So the point that what I'm saying here is that all these wonderful teachings we are learning, and we have to start from somewhere. Start from your parents. This is what I'm saying. The first thing that we do is, under no situation, shout. Right? Under no situation. In other words, whatever could be the situation, any situation you may come across between you and your parents, stop shouting at them. Stop firing at them. Stop shouting at them and stop abusing them. This is how we begin. And then you see that the parents' response to is very different. They will feel that the only hope, the only joy, the only thing that the parents are expecting, love the parents are expecting, is their children. And the only source, the only hope that they have in from whom to receive love, if that person is not going to give you love, then imagine what is the plight of the mental state the parents are going through. The moment you start giving this love to your parents, you stop this. Don't do anything, simply stop shouting at them. You will see the huge difference. You could feel the joy. You could feel the deep happiness the parents could feel from you. Right? And the fact that, generally speaking, 99% of the people here, the fact that we are very healthy young boys, girls, this is a proof that we have received the maximum love and affection from our parents when we needed love and affection the most. This is the proof. So now we are all grown up. Now it is our job. Don't expect love and affection more love and affection from our parents. Now what should we be doing? Now it is their turn to expect love and affection from you. Now it is your turn to give back love and affection towards others, towards your parents. So this is how we start. The moment you start like this, from this understanding, from this incredibly beautiful interaction and love and affection with your parents, then you will know how to extend it to your neighbors, to other family members, towards your neighbors, then towards other people. So this is how you see that, finally you see that, oh, by being kind to others, it is not actually for the benefit of others, it is for the benefit of myself. I see that I'm a happy person. And more people, they come closer towards me. So this you will see as living proof, as a living evidence. So this is how we should start. Okay, with that in mind, let's turn to page 156, stanza 156. Therefore, I shall definitely engage myself in working for the benefit of others, starting from my parents. 1. Anything, any small work that you have to do, just say, Mom, Dad. No, don't say like this. This says, say, okay, how true I'm saying. How true is what I'm saying, right? Say, if you reach home, and then you want a glass of water. And, Mom, would you mind bringing a glass of water? How many of you are saying this? How many of you are not saying this? Right? Okay. Generally, this is what's happening. Right? So, even if you see them, your mother, your father, they are doing, something hard labor work, like lifting something, just instantly go there and help. Say, I'll do it. Right? And don't say it in a very aggressive way. You are doing it and say that you are making them unhappy. But say, oh, what are you doing? I'm doing it. No. Say it in a very gentle way. Okay, I'll do it. Right? Okay, I'll do it. Okay, these are the ways and ways and things by which we can actually make our parents happy. Right? This is how to start with. Okay, with that in mind, 156, therefore I shall definitely engage myself in working for the benefit of others. For since the words of the Mighty One are infallible, and the Buddha very clearly stated that you do one, whether you're Buddhist, non-Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, the law of karma operates on everyone. It's not that only operates on Buddhists, Hindus, or Muslims, or believers, Christians. No, it operates on everyone. Same, when you are hungry, you eat a food. Whether you are Buddhist or non-Buddhist, whether you're a believer or non-believer, if you eat food, your hunger will go away. This is a fact. This is a universal fact. So law of karma is a universal fact. It operates on every one of us. So therefore he says that the Buddha said that according to the law of karma, if you do one small bad thing to your mother, to your father, right, then make them unhappy. And doing the same thing 1,000 times on someone else, and the negativity that you accumulate by making your parents unhappy for one moment, that far is more numerous than the one that you did to the other beings. Likewise, if you do one instant of goodness to your parents, and they're happy for one moment, that merit that you accumulate would be far more numerous than what you do the same thing for others. So this is what the Buddha said. So this says, for since the words of the mighty ones are infallible, I shall behold its advantages in the future. In future, I'll make my parents as happy as possible. Right? And then there are times where your parents become old, and then physically they are disabled, sick, and then mentally they may have some problem, and then because you love them so much, then they took for granted, and then they may, sometimes say some harsh words towards you. It's fine. Now it is your job to be patient and to give love and affection back to them. Right? In the process, we also learn so much how to practice patience, how to practice love, and so forth. Okay, 157. If in the past I had practiced this, now look, okay, this is a summation. If in the past I practiced this what? Cherishing others more than to cherishing myself. So the Buddhas, all these great, the saints who are depicted here on these tangas, and particularly Buddha Shakyamuni, once they were as ordinary as what we are today. Once, many lifetimes ago, they were as ordinary as what we are today. But now they are very special. They become the object of reverence. Even the images, even the depictions, we make prostrations to them. What made them so special? It's simply because of the practice of bodhicitta, which cherishes others more than oneself. And had it been the case, right? Had it been the case that we also practice it just within, right, the way they did, by now we all should be experiencing the maximum happiness, the greatest of the happiness, with no suffering at all. And yet the fact that we are suffering still is the clear indication that we have never practiced this. We have been under the sway. We have been falling prey to the self-centered attitude. Now it is a job. Now it should be the awakening. We should be awakened that self-centered attitude, enough is enough. Now henceforth I will not surrender. I will not trust you anymore. The situation such as this, where I'm full of misery, sickness, aging, death, fears and so forth, devoid of the magnificence and bliss of a Buddha, could not possibly have come about. Had it been the case that I practiced the bodhicitta since long time ago, by now I should be experiencing the bliss of the Buddhahood. I should have been experiencing the perfect happiness eternally. But the fact that it's not happening is because of our not being able to devote our practice to cherishing others. 158. Therefore, just as I have come to hold as I these drops of sperm and blood of others, likewise through acquaintance, I should also come to regard all others. Okay. Now with this practice cherishing others more than to oneself, if we think of our own kind of thinking, our own natural way of thinking, very basic, fundamental way of thinking, we see that I cherish myself more than to others. This is the natural thinking. But then you may think that, oh, to cherish others more than to oneself, this is something which is totally unimaginable. Forget about being attainable, right? But Bodhisattva Shantideva is saying that we have this body, and this body, how we acquired initially, it is from the parents, the substance. And this body, the initial source was not your body, it was someone else's body. And then your mind connects with that. And then because of this familiarity, we got the feeling that this is my body. So when you are 1-year-old child, or say 1-day-old child, you don't have the feeling that this is my hand like this. As a child, you have no label, you have no, these thoughts are not there. And then slowly, we come to get the feeling that, oh, this is my hand, this is my body, this is my house, this is my thing. So this comes to us through familiarity. If this is how, even with the body of someone else, with familiarity, we can have the sense of identification that, oh, this is me. Then why not, through the same familiarity, we can identify others with the sense of I, right? The sense of cherishing associated with others. Identifying the sense of cherishing associated with others. Okay, so this is, what it is saying is that cherishing others, when we eat food, we'll know, okay, I've done something good to you. We'll not say like this. will not even this thought will not come to us. Feeling, feeling arrogant over yourself, saying that, okay, I fed you good food today. But not thinking that way, because I'm feeding myself. Likewise, whereas at this moment, when we do something good to others, we expect that, okay, the other person should praise me for that, or person should be feeling grateful to me. And many people, they fall prey to that. I don't want you do something good to that person. Then we may think that, oh, I don't want the other person to, give back what I did. At least the person should have a sense of gratitude. This is what many people fall, vulnerable in thinking like this. This is where you are diluting the virtue that you have accumulated. You do such a great job in helping others, and then we dilute it by either expecting a result, expecting something in return, or you at least expect a sense of gratitude from the other person. That is where we are diluting our virtues. So the virtues would be most intense if there's no expectation at all in return. That the virtue becomes the most intense. This is what we need to keep in mind. Okay, with that in mind, 159. Having thoroughly examined myself to see whether I'm really working for others or not, I shall steal whatever appears on my body and use it for the benefit of others. So whatever good thing that I have, we make a commitment that I will devote this to others' benefit, right? It doesn't mean that we deny ourselves. This is actually, we are rejecting, we are subjugating, we are crushing this self-centered attitude. It is not that we are crushing ourselves, because when the self-centered attitude is crushed like this, then the happiness actually within you, the happiness dawns in you. This is the real dawn of the happiness within you. So when the happiness is there, you are not doing harm to you, you are helping yourself. So how best to help yourself is by crushing this self-centered attitude. And how do we go about crushing the self-centered attitude? Is by bringing about these reflections. Same. It says that, having thoroughly examined myself to see whether I'm really working for others or not, I shall steal whatever appears on my body and use it for the benefit of others. The moment you say, I shall steal whatever I have on my body, right? We may feel that, oh, no, so I'm being rejected, I'm being dejected. No. So this is the indicator. Who's speaking that? Who's speaking? Self-centered attitude is speaking at this point, right? The moment we do like that, then what happens? Self-centered attitude is slowly crushed, it diminishes, and then the real happiness, very pure happiness, dawns in you. In fact, I think the next session, next Sunday, we will finish this chapter. Okay, I'd like to share with you what was said by Bodhisattvacharyavatara-Session. Saying, we think that by cherishing others and by being indifferent towards oneself, then you're losing everything. That's not true. When we think that, oh, by doing everything for others, by dedicating everything, my time, energy, resources, everything to others, I'm denying myself. This is not true. In fact, who's saying this? Oh, by doing all these things, then I'm denying myself. Self-centered attitude is talking like this. Because so far, we have been befriending with the self-centered attitude, and we have never befriended with the Adhicharish mind. Now, what should we be doing is be first to distinguish the two, to separate the two. Self-centered attitude and the self. Self-centered attitude and the self. Oh, I should have this. It is not the self. It is the self-centered attitude talking to you. I should have this. I should have everything good. Self-centered. Slowly learn how to subjugate this self-centered attitude and then see how the happiness is coming to you. Okay, in this relation, let me share with you what Acharya Chandrakirti said in Madhyamaka Entry into the Middle Way. He said that he was comparing the joy that a Bodhisattva is going through, and the joy the Shravaka Arhats, meaning those who are already liberated from samsara, but just on the level of the personal liberation. So Acharya Chandrakirti, he was comparing the two. So the Bodhisattvas, forget about the Bodhisattvas, deep into samadhi like this. Even the simplest of the joy the Bodhisattvas get by hearing a cry from outside. Maybe the Bodhisattva, she or he is inside the room. And then from the outside, he could hear or she could hear a cry of a beggar. And the beggar would say that, oh, please help me, give me something to eat, I'm hungry. The Bodhisattva, the moment this Bodhisattva hears this cry, the joy the Bodhisattva gets, right, it's enormous, one. On the other hand, the Sravaka Arhats, who already achieved the what? Nirvana, Arhatship, and then deeply immersed into emptiness, deeply immersed into blissful experience of emptiness. So there's also a tremendous joy there. Now the two joys, the one the Bodhisattva is getting out of simply hearing the beggar crying for alms. And on the other hand, the Shravakas, who are deeply immersed into deep samadhi and experiencing such a blissful samadhi experience. When you compare the two, Bodhisattva Acharya Chantideva is saying that what the Bodhisattva experiences, the joy far excels the joy of the Shravakas abiding in non-dual experience of the emptiness and the bliss of nirvana. Right? So if this is what the Bodhisattva is getting, what makes the Bodhisattva get it? Because of other cherished mind. So this other cherished mind, in place of the self-centered attitude, this other cherished mind has the tremendous capacity to give you incredible joy. And then to go further, when these Bodhisattvas, when they reach a certain level, and this is something which we cannot possibly digest, but we have to know these things, then it will be very inspiring for us. The Bodhisattva, when they reach a certain level, the Gade, Paragade, which is third level, path of seeing. When there is a path of seeing, then look, if somebody cuts the body of the Bodhisattva with knife or whatever, cut. For the ordinary people, there's a tremendous pain, which I said earlier. Even with this fine needle, there's so much pain. But for the Bodhisattvas on that level, instead of pain, there's a bliss. Not only bliss, even if the whole hand and the limbs are amputated, simply through words of uttering the truth, all the hands, limbs, they are just revived instantly. So these are the powers that you get when you gain expertise in the practice of cherishing others. So from that point of view, there is this occurred to us through the practice of other cherishing mind. And whereas what have we been used to? Self-centered attitude, self-cherishing mind. So this self-centered mind, it failed to give you this kind of profound experience. It failed to give you this profound experience while we have been surrendering, giving in to this self-centered attitude since time immemorial until now. Now it is high time for us to realize this and substitute the self-cherishing mind with other cherishing mind and experiment it differently. Experimental way of living by being friendly with the other cherishing instead of self-centered, and then see to the consequence. And the consequence is dramatically and very different and very qualitatively positive. So this is what we have to think of. Okay. 160. I'm happy but others are sad. I'm high though others are low. I benefit myself but not others. Why am I not envious of myself? Right? Now, through all this understanding, the moment we see our natural, very ordinary way of thinking is, when others are successful and you are not successful, why should that person be successful? Why not me? Right? Now the opposite way of thinking should be cultivated. That when you are successful and others are not successful, when you are happy and others are sad, think of it, why me? Why me? Why I'm successful? Why not them? Right? This thought of compassion should flow. Why am I not envious of myself? Okay. Shinala, just check with. Yeah, you can send Pamela down. Okay, 161. I must separate myself from happiness and from happiness and take upon myself the suffering of others. Why am I doing this now? In this way, I should examine myself for faults. Okay, so now, how to experiment this other cherished mind? How to experiment, right? How to experiment it? It is going to be initially it could be little difficult or challenging. I must separate myself from happiness, meaning that whatever happiness that I have, and if there is a possibility where I can share this happiness with others. Say we're all thirsty, and if there's only one glass of water that you have, and instead of you enjoying it, you give it to others, right? It is not that there's nobody there and you are very thirsty, you have a glass of water, okay, now I will be separate from happiness, right? I'll not do the work. This is not the understanding. Where you see the choice is there in your hand to give the water, either you drink it or give it to someone else. Then you give it to others, right? This is what is meant by I must separate myself from happiness and take upon myself the suffering of others. So because that you have given the water to others, now you are feeling thirsty. So this thirst is like taking the thirst from the others onto yourself. Why am I doing this now? In this way, I should examine myself for faults. So for example, say instead of giving this water to others, you are doing it, then you should constantly ask yourself, why am I doing this? And what is driving me to do this? Then the answer is what? My self-centered attitude is driving me to do this. I should not give in to my self-centered attitude. I feel I'll practice so that my other cherishing mind will become more friendly with me. Okay. 162. Although others may do something wrong, I should transform it into a fault of my own. But should I do something even slightly wrong, I should openly admit it to many people. So these are the how to experiment a cherished mind is by following these steps. They are so meticulously given here. How to actually engage in this practice. Say, okay. Say, maybe you have in your room somebody comes. Right? Somebody comes, and then the other person may be helping you, or you are just making a food yourself together. And then if it so happens that because of the utensil being not so proper, and then the hot water, it fell, it what? Spills. And then your response is twofold. Either you become so angry that what? He has made the floor dirty, right? And then he has no clue that this person's body may get burned, right? No clue. Oh, has wasted my material, and then has dirtied my floor. This is one way of reaction. Another reaction: instantly go there and forget about all these things. The person is more important. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Right? And then immediately do something with the other person rather than worrying about your things. The two reactions. Tell me, from these two reactions, we could easily tell what within you, self-centered attitude or other cherished mind, which is more dominating within you. It easily can be reflected. Right? So like that, if you belong to the category where immediately the thought, okay, my floor is dirty, right? My resources are wasted. If you belong to this category, still I would say don't worry. Give attempt to transform yourself. Right? This is so important. Transform yourself. So, it is always better that you may be 80% good, another may be 20% good, and the world will praise you for being, so noble, so kind, so beneficial. And the world may be despising the second person for being so cruel, unkind towards others, selfish, inconsiderate, and so forth. But if the other person, there's a progress happening because of this studying this text. Because of studying this text, and then see that, okay, yes, I'm really self-centered. Look, even this response, my thought does not go towards, are you okay? Instead, oh, my floor is dirty, he wasted my... So this is where I belong to. I'm very unfortunate. I must improve. And because of this thought, the person is improving, say, 1% every day. 1% every day, right? And whereas on the one hand, there's another person who is saying 60% good, which means above average. 50% is average, 60% is above average. So people may praise you highly, right? Wow, you're amazing, you're so kind, you're so beneficial. But then you feel so complacent. You feel so complacent with your goodness, and you do not think of even improving yourself. Okay. Improving yourself, then, okay, let me give you a final point here. So you are not even ready to change yourself. You are not even ready to change yourself. Then what is happening is that you don't improve. You remain stagnant at 60%, and the other person who is 20% from these rising, 21%, 22%, 30%, 40%, 50%, eventually 60%. Still, the other person, the graph is in the rising. You know, it is shooting up. Although 1% every day shooting up, whereas in your case, it's static, it's flat. And you always remain 60, and the other person is going up 60, then eventually 60, then 61, 62. So always it is better, right, that whatever level that you might be there, but if there's improvement happening, if there's a progress happening, this is better than you are at a high level and not progressing. Right? Improvement is the most important thing. That counts. That is so important.